like Binance. And today we have a very, very interesting topic to speak about. This topic is something which is on a very social level, very close to my heart. And I think it's very close to the heart of many people who want to protect our small and local artisans. As you all know, non-fungible tokens are now making waves in the world. And our expert speaker who will join us shortly will talk to you about NFT and what impact it makes in the digital world for us. But when you look at it from a social impact cause, NFT is just a medium of a way where we can provide a livelihood, or we can provide some sustenance and income to our local artisans. When you speak about local artisans, you will speak about people who make carpets, people who make antique furniture. You can talk about people who are painters, artists, people who make sculptures, people who make utensils, people who make sculptures using rock, people who make sculptures using paper mache or POP, and people who make sculptures using metal. We also have a small significant group of artisans, especially from the Northeast region and from the region of Jaipur, which is Rajasthan, who make a lot of local goods using wood. These are all very, very important to us artistically, as well as historically, and as well as monetarily. I don't know if you are aware, but art theft is worth almost $25 billion on an annual basis. And I'm only talking about the art which is in the museums, art which is collected and kept with the investors. We have a lot of foreigners, we have a lot of organizations who come to India, who source our art from our local artisans and sell it for 100x the price in their country of origin, whether it's America, whether it's Europe, whether it is anywhere else in the world. The same type of artistic robbery which is happening in India is also coincidentally happening in another beautiful continent called Africa. That, of course, is more to do with the fact of there's a lot of ignorance and illiteracy with regard to the internet. That is, of course, coming up the curve now. They're getting better. But for a country like India, and a country where we have such smart young people like you on this call, we want to challenge you, and we want you to create a sort of marketplace where we can promote our local artisans. So this is the fundamental on the NFT question for today, the NFT problem statement for today. And I am free to answer any basic questions you may have on how this problem statement should be worked upon. If anybody has any questions on this particular problem statement, please feel free to raise your hand right now, or else I will hand over the forum to my friend, Mr. Shreekant Kulkarni, who has joined us. Thank you, Shreekant, for joining us.
Hi, Deakin. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Shreekant Kulkarni, is a man who's very well known to me. We have not personally met, but we have bumped into each other on many virtual events. We are part of many WhatsApp groups. Shreekant happens to be one of the original OGs, original gangsters of blockchain, and he has dedicated a fair amount of his time to blockchain. He has his own proprietary platforms, and we are super happy, Shreekant, to have you. We are very, very pleased that you could come and be a part of this session. Just to give you a brief background, Shreekant, we will be talking about how to promote local artisans using the concept of NFTs and the platforms. Guys, Shreekant has already created a similar platform, so this will be a cakewalk in the park for him. And for all of you lucky guys who are on this platform today listening to Shreekant, I think you'll be able to solve this problem statement really easily. So without further ado, Shreekant, over to you, and thank you so much.
Sure. So, hi everyone. Dinkin, thank you so much for giving me the pleasure of educating people about NFTs and this particular problem statement of creating a platform where you can list your NFTs or you can sell your NFTs it is going to be a very this is going to be actually a game-changing scenario. We have multiple startups competing in the Indian market right now, who have launched platforms where you can actually create your NFTs, you can list your NFTs. But if the biggest thing that you see right now, if you get into the market and if you see, if you don't want to take the names of the top 5 international players like OpenSea and other things, then Indian market is something it's very nascent. You can say that it's very much beginning stage right now. And there are like a dozen marketplaces, but all of them, you will notice one single thing, that none of them have multiple celebrities who have listed their NFTs. So that is one angle of looking at the marketplaces or the NFTs. The other angle is the local artisans. Okay, so local artists who are probably selling their paintings in the physical form. Maybe some of the artists, I've personally met many of them. So some of them, like Mr. Kare, who's a sculptor, and he has very unique items to sell. So for them, we are actually coming up with something called as Bhartiyam.world. Okay, so Bhartiyam.world is going to be a platform where you can sell redeemable NFTs, and along with, so artists will be able to sell his product even before, or rather just it will be just like taking orders beforehand. So that is one angle. Then the other angle, we are seeing sports NFTs right now. Many giants are actually entering this domain as well. So for me, this is a very interesting scenario, that, or rather very interesting brew of coffee that is being generated right now in front of us. So the thing is, I hope you all are very much familiar about the blockchain technology. So first of all, I would like to understand whether you all know about blockchain technology, or are there any doubts about the technology. So if you have any doubts about the technology itself, the public blockchain or consortium blockchains, if you have any doubts about this itself, so let's get that clarified first. I feel so. So anybody, if any one of you has any doubts about the blockchain technology itself, please put your doubts in the chat box, and I will answer those first. And then we will move on towards why NFTs are so important and how we can move ahead and create our own marketplace or use other marketplaces to promote our products in terms of like from the perspective of an artisan. So if you have any doubts, please ask them in the chat box right now about the blockchain technology. Or otherwise, what we can do is, like, I'll start off with a very basic understanding of what an NFT is, and then we will move forward towards this next part. Okay, so there are no questions in the chat box. Yes, Dinkin, I also want people to ask as many questions as possible, because that is something which helps me understand what's the status of the audience, or what they feel like, and what their understanding is exactly.
So to give you a brief, all of the audience are the students, and some teachers are there as well.
That's amazing.
So a lot of them have very basic information on blockchain. Some of them are advanced. So I think you can just carry on, and as and when we have questions, we can stop to answer.
Screen, and we will see some basics about this towards some question and answer round. Just give me a second. Yeah. Are you all able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So many of us, we first, even if we understand blockchain technology, even if we understand currencies, even if we understand money, or even the history of money, and we can actually imagine the future of money, but we need to understand what NFTs are first. Okay, so NFTs are the tokens which lack very basic functionality or the property of money and currency. Okay, and one of the basic properties is fungibility. Now, fungibility simply means that if I have a 2000 rupee note, if Saurabh has 2000 rupee note, and if Dinkin also has a 2000 rupee note, all are all exchangeable amongst each other. Even if they are totally different, they are maybe, but if they are still legal tender, then we should be able to exchange amongst each other. But now suppose Dinkin sir has a 2000 rupee note on which we have Sachin Tendulkar's autograph. Saurabh has a 2000 rupee note on which Saurabh Ganguly has autographed it. And I have a 2000 rupee note on which maybe Kapil Dev sir has. Now all three of them, just a second, let me just mute them.
Yeah, I've done that. You carry on.
So earlier we were able to and now what has happened that all three of us, we three have totally different valuations now. And the value of that 2000 rupee note is not 2000 rupee now. It is as valuable as you can sell it at. Okay, or maybe a collector is ready to pay for. So simply speaking, it's just like the collectors, or rather this is like the art. And now all three notes are totally different. They cannot be exchanged with each other, and they all have their own valuations. So similarly, NFTs, you can think of them as very unique tokens. Every single item is unique. And if you can think of anything in the digital world which is unique, then you can actually represent that in terms of non-fungible tokens. So this type of token lacks one of the most basic properties of money, that is fungibility. And this is what makes it very unique. Or rather, anything that is unique can be represented through NFTs. So it's vice versa. NFTs can be created using multiple platforms. We all know this. So in terms of representation, you can use Ethereum blockchain, you can use Polygon, you can use something else, Solana. And while creating, there are token standards available. But I think that there will be even more number of token standards available very soon. Let's move forward. All right, so I wanted to showcase one important fact that NFTs are very much important when it comes to the metaverse. So I wanted to showcase this part. Different metaverse will have different options for the users to engage in, but many of them will have their own native tokens. So this native token is a different thing, but what we can do, or what some metaverse project engineers and some metaverse architects have already began in this direction, that the access to their metaverse or access to their digital game or play to earn game is given through NFTs. So you buy their NFTs, and anybody who has that NFT with him or her, they will be only the ones who will gain access to that game, or maybe to an, you can create an art gallery in the metaverse. You can create experience centers, specific experience centers for the brands in the metaverse. So the limitations that we have right now, and maximum number of platforms that we are seeing right now for the NFTs, they're all trying to ease the process, or they're trying to ease the way in which artists can log in and create their own tokens. But they have, many of them, they have not yet created any platforms where you can go ahead and showcase your NFTs. So if I have a Bored Yacht Club NFT, or maybe some other thing, maybe a Etherock or maybe CryptoPunk, then there are very limited places where I can go and show them off. So if I buy a property in Sandbox, if I buy a property in the metaverse, and if I build my own bungalow in there, or if I build my own experience center or art gallery in there, then I can actually showcase these things there. And I can actually charge some fees for every visitor. So every time a visitor walks into that experience center, and they want to see the CryptoPunks NFT or whatever we have kept them, we are trying to showcase them, then those things can be seen and experienced by the people. And now we are seeing that actual art galleries, who are physical art galleries, they have started showcasing NFTs also. So the boundary between AR, VR, and the metaverse rather AR, VR and reality, the boundary is actually getting thinner and thinner, and that is what we are calling as metaverse. So inside metaverse, it is going to be extremely important to keep the identity very unique. Then every single thing that we are trying to sell inside the metaverse, the skins, the hats and the guns and whatever the things that you are trying to sell in the metaverse, all those things can actually be represented as NFTs. And there will be need of hundreds and thousands of artists who will be creating these experiences, who will be creating these particular skins and extra additional things and collectibles that will be used by people in the metaverse, inside the metaverse. So this is where I feel that not only the buying and selling of the NFT is the basic thing, but trying to combine those NFTs to form bigger things, and then creating a game based on this, or creating a whole economy based on this inside metaverse. This is where I see things are moving forward towards. This is very long-term plan, but this is going to happen anyways. So right now, creating NFTs is not that difficult. You can use many of the platforms where you can create NFTs for free. Some of them have the option of lazy minting. So if you don't want to pay the fees on the Ethereum network, but you still want to mint a token, then you can use lazy minting option. You will be able to create the token. And whenever somebody is trying to buy it, the buyer will pay the fee for that minting. So this is something already available. You can mint NFTs. Instead of Ethereum, you can choose Polygon and mint them for free. So this is also another aspect, that the cost of entering the market or cost of creating your own unique items is not that much right now. Earlier, it was very high. So this is something which is creating a new way of artists. A very big wave of artists is coming towards this digital world now. Many people whom I know, they are already entering the domain. And even many celebrities, many movies, they are already in discussion for launching NFTs, or they have already launched their NFTs, right? So now the next generation of NFTs marketplaces, they won't be something like based on Web 2.0, but they will be based on Web 3.0, where the login credentials will not be your email address and password, but they will have to be your wallet address, and you will authorize it from your wallet. So these kinds of decisions for the architecture and for the functionality, they are very important while we move forward, because the security is of utmost importance. Even if you see, a couple of days ago, some of the NFTs were stolen because they were trying to show them off on the Instagram. So these things are happening already. And what we need to do is build architectures that are not prone to such attacks, build architectures that are simple enough that we can manage them, that are simple enough that a decentralized system can be plugged into it, and they can handle crypto payments. Okay, so that is what I wanted to say about it. Anyways, other than the native tokens, the third point, we will also have the NFTs inside Metaverse. These NFTs can represent any service or product or asset inside the Metaverse. So this is the sharing economy and the digital, inside the digital world that we were talking about. And I really feel that NFTs can empower this part also. So apart from this, main utilization is that you can convert all the unique items into NFTs. While I think there are some chat messages popping up. Just give me a second. All right. How to mint NFTs on blockchain? Is there any method or process to follow? So this is a question by Govardhan. So Govardhan ji, there are multiple platforms available. Dinkin, can we name platforms over here, or are we allowed to name platforms?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So we can simply go to OpenSea.io if you want to mint your own token, if you just want to check whether you are able to do it or not. Earlier, we used to write smart contracts for every single NFT. Then we had a new version of, or rather new standard for NFT. And after that standard, we were able to create hundreds and hundreds of NFTs while running just one single smart contract. But still, if you don't want to get into any kind of programming, just visit OpenSea.io. Okay, I will type it in the chat box. It's not rocket science anymore. It used to look like rocket science, but it's not rocket science anymore. Okay, so you can simply visit OpenSea.io. It is world's biggest NFT marketplace, and you will have to create an account. For creating an account, you need a MetaMask wallet on the as an extension of the browser. So MetaMask wallet is one of the biggest and one of the most safest versions, safest options that you can use for Ethereum and for other networks also nowadays. Using that particular wallet, you authorize the creation of an account on OpenSea.io. Once you have created that account, then you can change the network from Ethereum to Polygon, just to make sure that you are doing it for free. You don't want to invest anything in the first NFT itself, right? So if you want, I can actually show you how it is done. So Dinkin, do you mind if I show them how we can create one NFT right now?
Yes, we can go ahead.
Okay, so let me share the screen. Just a second. Yeah. Try to use. So we are going to OpenSea.io. Okay, and there are many different accounts that I have actually. So I'll have to see which one am I logging into. So over here, if you just give me a second, let me log into MetaMask. So let me share again that OpenSea.io is one of the biggest pool of NFTs. Along with that, it is one of the biggest traffic, or rather traffic generator on the Ethereum network. How to create a MetaMask wallet, that you will have to check you on your own, but I will show you how to create an NFT. Okay, now here we are on the Ethereum mainnet right now. What we want to do, we want to change this from Ethereum mainnet to Matic network. Once you do that, or rather I will have to change this to some other company as well. Just a second. Okay, I hope I'm audible now again. So this is my account from one of my companies. Okay, so we have logged into this Kimaya Technologies account. We'll refresh this OpenSea.io. Friends, if I'm not audible, please send a message in the chat box and I will all right, so what we're trying to do is we are trying to get into this account creation. So while creating an account, it will only ask you something like this, okay? It will say, oh, welcome to OpenSea, and you just need to sign this. You're not sending any funds, you're not authorizing any payments, but you are just signing one message so that OpenSea can gain access to your wallet, and it can actually see that it needs to see what's the balance in your account is. It also needs to get approvals from you for every transaction. So this is something called as Crucible Collective that we have launched. Okay, this is Crucible Collective's page. On Crucible Collective's page, we have an artist called as Ritu Deshmukhji. Okay, so Ritu Deshmukhji, this is her collection that we have launched just a month ago, and this there is turbulence, then surreal, and every particular image, it has a story behind it. Okay, how the idea behind that particular creation. So if we want to create something, we'll go to this collections, or we can directly click this create button. So if you want to create a new collection, you just click this create collection button, and then you mention you'll need to have a logo and a banner ready for this. Just a second, I'll have to log into MetaMask again. So instead of creating a collection, let's directly try to create one item. Let's go to my collections. Let's just open one collection. And inside that, let's try to create one item. Okay, add item is the button that you click. Once you click that button, you'll have to select an image for this. So let's take my image and say this is Shreekant Kulkarni, or you can say Shri. You don't need an external link. And it is inside Crucible Collective, and we want to keep it on Polygon, and we create it. Okay, just click create, and it will ask you whether you are a robot or not. So just go through this process. Okay, so one item has been created. I just converted my photo into an NFT. Okay, and if you want to see it, if you in the chat box, you'll be able to see this particular. Okay. Now, if I want to send this particular NFT from OpenSea to my wallet address somewhere else, then that can also be done. Okay. Someone else wants to buy this, they can make an offer to me. So this is the way we can create NFTs, and it is very easy process. If you choose this option of Polygon. But if you select the option of Ethereum mainnet, then it is going to be a costly affair for you if you are minting it right away. If you want to mint multiple tokens at the same time, that is also possible, but not everywhere. Okay. So this was just a demo of how you can actually move ahead and create your own NFTs. Now, let me just stop this share. I hope I'm visible and audible. So if you want to see this NFT, you will be able to see it right away. Just click this button and you'll land on the particular part. Just so this was the NFT that we created. Was created 2 minutes ago. And if I want to sell it, I can do that as well. I'll have to just go to the other browser. I'll have to log into Metamask again. So I showed you how to create one NFT on OpenSea. Now let me show you how to sell it. Just refresh this. So one item is there in the particular collection. Let's just go over here. And it is not ready for sale. So just click sell button. And let's just mention that we want to sell it for 0.1 Ethereum. It is like $286. Duration, how many days or how many weeks you want to keep it on sale. Fees, they charge you 2.5% as service fees. There are more options where you can keep royalty and other things. Okay, so complete listing, just click that button and it will, yeah. Okay, unlock. So they want us to sign one transaction, which is not happening. Just a second. Let us log into this again. $0.1 Ethereum, complete listing, unlock. All right, it's not allowing me to sign this transaction right now. But if you sign this transaction, then this particular functionality will get opened up and you will be able to put a sale order for this particular task. Okay. This is the button you click, complete listing. not allowing me to do it right now.
सर स्क्रॉल करना है नीचे उसको.
Yeah. Okay, it's done. Okay, so it's successful now. Sign a message again. Okay, so this NFT got listed for 0.1 Ethereum now. Now it all depends on what you are selling, how you are selling, and what's the reputation. Correct? So this was all about how you can create one NFT within 5 minutes or 10 minutes and put it up for sale within a couple of minutes. All right. So any more questions? Okay, I still don't understand the concept of NFTs. Vaishnavi. Okay, so again, let me give you the other one is Pumpkin Industries or my own NFTs. Okay, great, Rakeshji. So basically, when you see and when you say NFTs are particularly unique items. Again, I'm trying to tell you. Yes. Yeah. What are NFTs? NFT stands for non-fungible token. Non-fungible. Just a second. It's paused. Share is paused. Right? Were you able to see this?
Yes, yes.
That it was paused. Anyways, so non-fungible token means that it is not fungible. Not fungible means that you cannot exchange one token with another token. Now, if you need to understand what a token is just like a note or a currency note. Okay, but every note is unique here. Every token is unique. So Shreekant Kulkarni's token is different than Dinkin Denisar's token and Saurabh's token and other people's token. Okay, so Vaishnavi's token is going to be a totally different item than somebody else's token. Simply speaking, there can be 1,000 or rather we are like 32 people right now. See, so 32 people having 32 different iPhones right now. All of us have iPhones, or rather suppose we all go to Apple Store right now and we buy one right now for every one of us. Okay, it is the same model, it is the same color, it is the same storage. But are they same? They were same when you did not open the boxes. The moment you open the boxes and you put your SIM card in there, or even if you don't put a SIM card in there, but you start using that iPhone, it becomes a unique item of yourself, correct? Because it starts representing your usage, it starts representing your identity, it starts representing your particular fondness of different games or maybe music or maybe videos. So whatever you buy anytime, maybe it is a bat, it is a ball, it is something else, it is a table, whatever it is. Once you buy it and once you start using that item, it becomes yours. Correct. So it becomes a very unique item. Sachin Tendulkar used to use a very heavy bat. Maybe somebody else was using lighter bat. Somebody else was using middleweight bat. But all items were different. Even if Sachin has 100 bats right now, every item is unique and it can be represented using non-fungible tokens. There is no other mechanism in the world right now which can be used to represent these unique items. Let it be a particular art form. Let it be a particular land title, or maybe these items that we have used personally. If you become a very famous person, maybe after 20 years, then all these things, digital footprint that you have left in the digital world, every single item can be converted into NFT and they can be monetized by you. Okay. So just like we have these celebrities who can sell their pens, who can sell their caps and hats, or maybe sarees that they wore inside for shooting of a particular song. All these things are treated as a very unique item, and non-fungible token is a mechanism of representing the ownership of these things in the physical world also. It can be done, and in the digital world also. So for physical items representation, we can have redeemable NFTs. Okay, let me type that down for you. There are multiple initiatives about this redeemable NFTs also. Okay, redeemable NFTs. So redeemable NFTs is one item. Then the other one is membership NFTs. Right now there is a big club coming up in the New York in very prime area, and that particular club is going to have NFTs as their membership. Only anyone who has NFTs will only be allowed to enter the pub or club, whatever he is building. And this project is by Gary Vaynerchuk. I think many of you might be aware of him. So those tokens were already sold, and the particular club is going to open in 2023. So this is another way of using NFTs as membership. Then there are tickets to events. Some of the initiatives in NFL, they are trying to gift away special NFTs, special collectible NFTs to almost everyone who booked a particular type of ticket. So that they have done. There are different events where people bought NFTs, and those NFTs were actually the entry passes for those events. There's been already a particular program also, program powered by NFT. Right? So it's all about uniqueness. If a particular item is unique, then only you will be able to represent that particular thing in using NFTs. Okay, otherwise it is really difficult. Okay, any more questions, friends? Vaishnavi ji, now it is clear for you how to mint NFTs on blockchain. Is there any method or process to follow? Yeah, so if you want to use it without any other particular platform, if you want to use it, if you want to create it using your own programming skills, then you can use Remix IDE. Okay, so it is an integrated development environment which is online. Okay, you don't need to install anything fancy to use this Remix IDE. And inside Remix IDE, you can find out what is a smart contract for token creation and particular version of the smart contract. You can take it, you can test it on the test network using Remix. And once you are capable enough, once you have built the confidence of using this Remix and creation of NFTs through smart contracts, then you can start creating your own NFTs on your own without any other platforms. Okay, smart contract token creation. Yes. Then, sir, why should we buy NFTs other than entry passes and joining clubs? So this is a very interesting question. So basically, people collect paintings, right? People collect old royal families, swords and other things, maybe rings also, jewels and other things, right? So there is no use of those things as well, correct? No practical implementation or no practical use. I'm not going to bring my talwar or bring my khanjar to any meeting, right? Then I will not be allowed inside the particular place. But people still buy those things, correct? Now, buying Sachin Tendulkar's bat or buying Shane Warne's signed ball from some collection, it does not make any sense in terms of practicality. But these are collectors, these are fans, these are passionate people who have love for the game, or maybe love for the person, or maybe love for the particular thing or domain. So there are different ways of showing these passions, and one of them happens to be collecting these legendary people's collectibles. And along with that, there is another category of collectors or another category of people who keep on buying these things, who keep on accumulating these things for generations in the family. If you know any Parsi family, then probably there might be some Parsi uncle or some Parsi auntie who might be a collector. Okay, so these people, they have generations worth of wealth stored in the collectibles and in the old items. And many people are still doing it. Okay, so whenever they feel like, okay, now we have had enough, then they start an art gallery or maybe some other thing. Maybe they rent their stuff out to art galleries, and these are the things that through which they actually generate revenue also, and later on they can sell those items at a very big premium price. Okay, so this is just like land, just the way you treat land. So maybe probably if somebody is from Pune, then they know that 10 years ago, one particular area was worthless at all. But still some people bought big lands there, and now those lands are very precious because the development has started and the city is growing. So what was outside Pune once, or what was outside Mumbai once, it is pretty much in the inside zone, and it is pretty much happening zone now. This can be happening in any city. It can be happening in Bangalore or any other city also. So it is all about timing, and it is all about the patience. So maybe a particular person might invest in 10 different areas for buying land, and out of 10 areas, maybe 2 become mature very quickly, but 8 might take a lot of time. So similarly, these NFT projects also might take time. They might take 3 years also, or 30 years also. Nobody knows that how much time is it going to take for a particular project to mature. But still, it is treated as a very good investment, and I can prove it that the traffic that OpenSea is generating right now, if you see that, it is beyond any imagination. Okay. Anyways, so if you see right now that on Ethereum network, the transactions that are happening right now, OpenSea's transactions, that is NFT transactions, are more than even Ethereum transactions. And this is something that that is really mind-boggling actually, because we know that the network, if it is for the transactions of Ethereum, then on Ethereum network, more than Ethereum transactions, something else is actually taking more traffic or generating more traffic and transactions. And it is really, really different level interest that people have in NFTs right now. So just give me a couple of seconds. Let me pull this up for you so that I can show it to you. Okay, so if you just go to a website called as, yes, yeah. Let me know whether you're able to see this. Okay, so it is called as Ultrasound Money. If you go over here, you'll be able to see how Ethereum network is behaving right now. Okay, so every year 1.6 million Ethereum are going to get burned, meaning that they will be destroyed. And supply growth is hardly at 3.2% right now. It used to be a lot higher than this earlier, but in the latest Ethereum upgrade, now it has started burning some Ethereum, and the supply increase has gone down slightly. Anyways, so if you see over here right now, today, first rank is OpenSea. 450 Ethereum were burnt because of transactions on OpenSea. And Uniswap is at second rank. 437 Ethereum were burned because of transactions on Uniswap. And if you see actual Ethereum transfers, then it was hardly 435. So if you see here, the trend is that Ethereum transfers are right now at third rank. First rank is OpenSea. So in short, NFTs are garnering more interest than actual base of the blockchain, that is Ethereum. So if you see here, 7 days, first rank is again OpenSea. 3,877 Ethereum burned because of transactions on OpenSea, and 2,562 Ethereum burned because of actual Ethereum transfers. And this directly represents the number of transactions. Okay. So sorry, friends. All right. So 30 days, again, you'll see a trend here. If you go all time, that was 266 days ago that Ethereum got into this new upgrade where small portion of the fee gets burned for every particular block, okay, and every transaction. So if you see this 266-day period, you'll be able to see that still OpenSea was, and it has been on top since 266 days. Okay, 230,000 Ethereum burned because of OpenSea and 205,000 Ethereum burned because of actual Ethereum transactions. And even the swapping, that is Uniswap, that is decentralized exchange, it is also at the 3rd rank. So the interest in the NFTs is highest right now, and it can go higher, it can go lower. I'm not saying that it will stay like this forever, but this shows the interest that people have, interest that maybe institutions and celebrities have in creating and in selling and buying NFTs. Okay. So this is the reason you should enter into NFT marketplace. Maybe you can create your own project. Maybe you can help somebody else create his project or her project. Or maybe you can become a smart contract expert. You can build your own platform for buying and selling of particular NFTs, just like this one, maybe something like OpenSea, but slightly better. If you want to build, you can have it in the metaverse also, and you can showcase different things. Okay, so sir, what is DeFi? Okay, DeFi stands for decentralized finance. Okay. Okay, so until now, what has been happening, all the big trades that these giants do, okay, so the banking trades, the finance industry, it was all centralized. Okay, so central bank is there, then the finance ministry is there. Finance ministry decides how much currency should be printed, what needs to be done. RBI has its say, and all these things are replicated all across the world. So all the countries in the world, they all have their own central banks, and they have their own fiat currencies. And then there are different types of banks. There are retail banks, then there are investment banks, and retail banks serve us, investment banks serve the ultra rich and institutional investors. So and then there are brokers, and then there are distributors, and then again there are different kinds of entities. And we have to go through all these entities. We have to pay them their own shares every time we want to buy and sell any stocks, we want to buy and sell any futures contracts, or if you want to buy and sell any commodities, anything you are trading, then you are going to pay a small portion of fee to all of these people. Okay, and the infrastructures that these VCs and these big giants have, that cannot be compared with the infrastructure that I can build in my home or in my office. Correct. So there were things like quants, which is quantitative analysis and then trading, automated trading, and a lot of things, high frequency trading. These things were only available for the ultra rich and the institutional investors. But now with the power of DeFi, rather with the power of smart contracts, what we are able to do, we are able to give these things in the hands of normal investors who even has $100 deposit. He can also go and buy a futures contract, or he can also buy a product on the DeFi network. And this is something which is really interesting, that is garnering a lot of interest, but still smart contracts, they need some time to mature. And once they are matured, then only we can actually say that DeFi and all the other things, DAO and other things, they can actually mature and we can move forward. So if you see the history, if you just see last 2 years, and if you find out all the news and all the bad things that you can find out about cryptocurrencies and hacks that have happened, then 90% of the things you will see, they were all happening in the DeFi. Okay, and the staking models and other things. Because smart contracts, they need some more time to get mature, because there are still some attack vectors available for the attackers. And once we have built a system where smart contract audits are very strong and things are getting safer, then we will be able to say, okay, now we are safe and we can actually get into this domain. But not entering the domain because there are things which are risky is not something that I will suggest. You can approach this domain as a technical domain. I never tell anybody to buy or sell anything or invest any money into it. Okay, I always tell, go ahead and study this domain as far as possible. Start with the Bitcoin white paper, then go ahead and read Ethereum white paper, then go ahead and try to analyze what are the different things that are happening. What is a DAO? Okay. Then what is DeFi? What are smart contracts? Once you have studied these things, once you know what are different token standards, once you have done all these things, then you can think, okay, I want to create a company which will write only smart contracts. I don't want to do anything else. Okay, that can be done. You can say, okay, we are going to dedicate 1.5 years or 2 years to this, and we are going to create a first Indian DeFi, or maybe something else. You can say, okay, I'm going to create a DAO. Okay, DAO stands for decentralized. Just a second. It stands for decentralized autonomous organization. So there are extremely interesting things that are happening in the NFTs domain. And I have shown to you that the NFTs are built on Ethereum network, and Ethereum network has more traffic of NFT transactions than actual Ethereum transactions. So this shows that it is the right time to study this domain. It is the right time to create your own NFTs if you want to create. It is the right time to build a startup out of this and launch your own NFT platform also if you want to launch. If you're interested in doing that, of course, it is going to be a very challenging task, but it is going to be a most interesting thing that you have done until now, probably. Okay. So anyways, let me take some questions, because I think we might be running out of time now. Lincoln sir can actually tell us that. Anyways, sir, if we take an example of tracking performance of a medicine based on prescription of doctors and review of patients, can we use membership NFTs for identifying their roles? Of course, you can use membership NFTs. Anything where membership or uniqueness of data has to be there. Okay, anything, you can use NFTs for that. Okay, so if you see some of the automobile giants, recently Lamborghini has launched their NFTs. Ferrari is coming up with NFTs. So, and Porsche also launched their one of the very, very rare designs as NFTs. So things are getting more and more and more interesting day by day. If somebody tells me that okay, we are going to launch NFTs for X or whatever, I will not be surprised. Okay, membership NFTs is one of the most interesting items that you can work on right now. You can represent any kind of property. Let it be your essay, let it be your poem, whatever it is. Your own smart contract can be converted into an NFT if you want that. Okay, but it's all about how you are going to monetize it. Do you think that you should go ahead and sell that NFT? Do you think that, okay, I just want to store my data in a secure format? Then you can do that also. So if you want one example of that, recently India's oldest marathon is from Pune. Okay, it is called as Pune International Marathon. So recently we helped Pune International Marathon become world's first marathon powered by blockchain technology. Okay, so all the vital data about the marathon of different timelines, they were all stored in the NFTs. Along with that, all the participants who finished their particular kilometers. So there was marathon, half marathon, then there was 10 kilometer and 5 kilometer. So all of the participants who completed their particular goals, they were given NFT certificates. Okay. What is the use of NFT certificate there? They are not going to monetize it immediately. They can do that. Okay. But it is not mandatory for them to monetize. But just suppose this was in 2022. The year is 2122. And great granddaughter of my great granddaughter wants to see how his great grandfather ran in 2022. Then she can of course go to a particular platform and she can check for the NFT certificate. Okay, if it is still not sold by me to somebody else, then she will be able to of course see what exactly I did in that marathon. So this was the goal, that we wanted to immortalize the certificates, and that's why we created it. And there might be something else happening at here. There might be some people who might become legends in the next 5 to 10 years. And at that time, they will be able to, of course, monetize their certificates. So this was about the marathon. Anyways.
We had one question from Rakesh. Rakesh, raise the hand. Rakesh, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, how to build a NFT that will reveal at some other day? मतलब अभी वो क्या अंडे के जैसा होगा, देन वो रिवील होगा कुछ सम डेज के बाद, फिर वो रिवील होगा, वो वाला एनएफटी कैसे बनाए?
अच्छा, you want NFTs, time
लाइक
locked
क्रिप्टो
NFT,
पेट।
time locked NFT.
यस सर, यस सर।
Yeah. So this is all about your creativity, but I feel that you can have the egg, or rather you can have a time lock in there, after which there will be revelation of a particular code. Using that code, people will be the owner of the NFT will be able to log into a particular storage inside IPFS or any decentralized storage, and at that particular location only they will be able to gain access to that particular thing. Or maybe you can have it two ways. One part of the code can be stored with you, one part of the puzzle or one part of the code can be stored inside the NFT, and only the owner will be able to see it. And your part of the code, you can reveal it after 1 month or 6 months, whatever you want to reveal. Once you reveal that particular part of the code, then only they will be able to access what is stored exactly in the IPFS. That is one way of doing it. You can have multiple ways of doing that as well.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Any more questions, friends? Friends, any questions? Maybe there are some questions that I have not answered in the chat box, or maybe I was logged out for a couple of seconds. Did I miss anything?
No problems, Shreek. Thank you so much. What we'll do is all new questions which are redirected for you, we will ask Saurabh to collate it and give it to you on email.
Yeah.
So that way your time also is saved.
What I can do is like anybody, if you have any questions, simply go to t.me/shreecrypto. Okay. So that there you can directly connect with me if you want. Otherwise, you can ask all the questions. You can forward them to Saurabhji, and I will of course answer them once I receive them.
Yes. Thank you again, Shreekant. It was
most welcome.
Very
I love educating people in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. And thinking, sir, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Sir, once again the Telegram ID, please.
It is Shreecrypto, SHREECRYPTO. It's not Telegram ID. It is a group that I have created for all the students and anybody who's interested in or has any doubts.
Thank you so much once again.
In the chat box.
Thank you, students.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to having you guys on the next webinar. We have a couple of great speakers just like Shreekant. So please stay tuned to our webinars next Tuesday and next Friday. Have a very good evening, everybody. And please start submitting your ideas for the Ideathon, because our time is running out now, guys. We have extended the deadline for submission of registration of teams. But those of you who've already registered, please be the early bird mover and submit your ideas so we can have some time in assessing them. We look forward to seeing all of you in the semi-final, and our dear friend Shreekant will also be one of the judges and evaluators over there. So again, Shreekant, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
So much, I'm always with you about blockchain. No worries.
God bless everybody. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.